Hey everyone, I hope you all are safe and doing good. So in the series of learning Python programming language, in the previous video we have seen debugging tips, right, with the help of some programs or we can say examples, right. Now in this video we will be working one more project, that is a game, higher lower game. Okay, let me just show you first what is this game and how to play this game. We'll play this online. So whenever you go to Google and you will search higher lower game, then you can click on this first link. And this is the game. Just click on classic and see two options you will get, one versus second. Now this is having, first option is having these many searches, average monthly search, right. Now you have to guess the second option has higher or lower search than the first one. I don't know, maybe higher. So let's click on higher. I'm right. And see, now your score is 1. Now the second option would be now at first option versus, now again we get second option and you have to guess. Again I'm right, my score is 2, then this versus a new option you will get. Think around, I don't know, maybe lower. I'm right. So see, my score is now 3. Whenever you like give the right answer, the score would be +1, right, like this. Now I'm wrong, that's it, my score is 4. So the average score is 3.2 and like your average, it will give you some feedback, and if you want to play again, you can play again. So this is the game, right? You got it, right? Now let's play this game and I just show you the output. After implementing the game, whenever you click on run, then what kind of output it will show you, right? Let's see. So first it will show the logo of the project, like higher, lower the game, then two options, compare one option like NASA Space Agency from US and compare to T-Series from India. And who has more followers, type 1 or 2. So I'm assuming like on Instagram who is having more followers in millions, right? So 2. Let's run this and you are right, your score is 1. Now T-Series versus second option is Narendra Modi. So more followers second. You are wrong, your final score is 1, right. And yeah, we are using that clear screen option also, like previous result has also been cleared, everything is cleared, and we are also seeing the logo every time, and the final is you are wrong, your final score is 1, and whatever the options before this, everything is cleared, right. So this is the thing you need to do. You have to implement this kind of thing. Let me just run this again. So let's enter 1. You are right, your score is 1. And see, previous one, it's cleared now. Only we are seeing the logo of their game, right. Then you are right, your score is 1. Then compare 1, then 2 choices. Now I'll just enter like 2. Again you are right, your score is 2. Then Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, and let's 2. This time you are wrong and your final score is 2 only, right. So you have to implement this kind of thing, right. Okay, now you pause the video and you can just try this out. Where the database, you have to create your database from where these options are generating, like compare 1, compare 2, like this. From where you are getting these options, Justin Bieber, a musician from Canada, NASA Space Agency from US, from where? So for that you should have a database, right. So I am having a database, let me just show you. So this is what I am having. I am having a list, name of the list is data, and there I am having dictionaries, right. Name like Jenny's lectures, follower count in millions, like 1 million, description is a YouTuber, then country India. Then in second dictionary I am having all the detail for second candidate, like second person, like Ronaldo, follower count in millions, description and country. Like this, I am having this database, right. So like this, first create your own database based on this. A list having multiple dictionaries, and each dictionary is having like data of one person, everything, name, the follower count, description and country, like this. right? And from here obviously randomly two options would be generated, two name would be generated, right? So in a list we know randomly if you want to generate anything we have an option choice, and you can import random module. In random module we have a function choice that will randomly generate any person or any member from this list. Like this you need to generate two member, and then comparison is based on follower count. You have to compare follower count of one person and second person, right? Based on that, if you are right, score would be +1. If you are wrong, then exit the game and it will show your final score, right? So first create this database, this kind of database. At first you can have only 3, 4 or 5 name only, right? And second, what I have, that art, Sky art, like in game art I am having two variables, game logo is equal to this art higher lower, and one art is for versus this. How to generate this art? On Google you just have to search text to Sky art, and on any link you can click here, and when you type something like higher lower, then the Sky art would be generated, and you can copy this art and you can paste this thing here in a variable, but 3 quotation mark, within these 3 quotation mark make sure, right? Same for verses, you can generate from here like verses, and this would be verses, or you can change the font from here, what you want, which kind of font you want, right? You can just copy paste this in a second variable verses within these 3 quotation mark. That's it. So 2 file already we have, gameart.py and gamedatabase.py. So first create these 2 files and then start writing code, right? First divide this problem in simple problems, small problems, so you can create a flow chart. Then one by one try to solve these small problems, right? First what you need to do, second, third, fourth, like first you need to display this art, right? So that is very simple one, how to display, then do that thing. Then you have to generate 2 random account from the list. How to generate? We have a random module, there we have a function choice, and like this you can generate, right? Now you have to display that information in a particular format. See, I have shown you like this. You have to display the information, compare one first, then the name of the person, then the description, musician, and then from country, like this. In this format you have to display. So now you have to format the information of that account, right? And then on follower count, number of followers, on that value you have to compare these 2 things, right? So now like this divide the problem into small pieces and then try this. So pause the video and try this out. Okay, so I hope you have done this. So see, it will take at least 1 hour, right? So if you haven't tried this out, please pause the video and try this out, give it at least 1 hour. Then come again for the solution. So let's create a file, higher lower game.py. First thing what you need to do, you have to display that art, higher lower first, right? So that we are having us in a second another file. So what we can do, we can import that file. The name of that file is game art, right? And from that game art, if you write like print, how to access? First see how to use some, if you want to use that function choice from random module, then name of the module random dot choice. So here name of this file game art dot what we can say, the variable name is game logo, right? So same you need to write down dot game logo, right? So if you run this, sorry, let's select here from current file, and now let's run this. See, it will show higher lower. So one small task is complete. Now what you need to do? Randomly from the database. So first obviously you have to import that file also, game database. So from game database, from this list data, you have to fetch 2 random account, right? So have to fetch, let's suppose account 1 equal to any random. So random dot, we have choice. So automatically see, we will get here this random module has been imported. So random dot choice, and here you have to pass the name of the list, data, but directly we cannot pass like data. If I run this, it will give error. See, the name data is not defined. So what you need to do, data is from which module? You need to specify the name. This is the idea of like namespaces. So it is from game database. Maybe this data variable may be present in both in game art as well as in game database. So from which file you need to access this data, right? Like if 2 persons are having same name, like Jayanti. So in a class, how you will identify, how your teacher identify you? From your surname, right? Like this. So same for account 2. Now if you if you want to print what is account 1 and account 2, so simply what we can do, we can just print account 1 and account 2. So this is what you can say, we are just checking whether we are having some error or not. So it's working fine. Account 1 is this, account 2 is this. But I don't want to display this information like this. You know the format. Compare 1, then name of the person like NASA, then description space agency, space agency, then from United States. Like this, you have to format this thing. I don't want this complete thing. I don't want like to show this follower. Okay, now this thing, how you can do, see. So just delete those print statement, and what you need to do, now we have to fetch 3 things, name, description and country. See, this name, Jenny's lectures, like description, YouTuber and country, India. So these 3 values you need to fetch from the dictionary. So how to fetch the values? You have to pass the key as it is, right? Okay. Now for account 1, I am fetching. Let's take a variable name. Have to fetch from account 1. You need to fetch. Account 1 is what? Obviously the information is in form of dictionary. So how to fetch these brackets, and as it is key you need to pass. So key is what? Name. String. So in string format you are passing this. Second one is description. So same like account 1. For account 1 I am fetching first. Name of the key as it is. See, name of the key as it is, description. And same you can fetch country, right? And now print these things. So using F string we are printing. First the name. So in the name variable I am having name, then comma, then what is description, then comma, from, and what is the country, like this. So let's run this. See, higher lower, Taylor Swift, a musician from US. So yeah, we got this to some extent, but you have to modify more. Same for second account you need to fetch. So same line you need to write down for second account, right? So what we can do, if you are same line you are repeating again and again the same code, then you can just put those statements, those lines in a function, and whenever you need those lines you can just call that function. That is the advantage of using function. So we should use that thing, right? So let's write down these lines in a function. Let's define a function def and like display account info, and obviously it will accept account as a parameter, right? So we are defining this function here, and after fetching the value account1, account2, then we are calling this function display account info, right? And we are passing first account1 and next time again, because for both the account we need formatting account1, account2, right? So now rather than account1, here we have a parameter account, parameter name. So you need to replace this with account, right? Now no need to write down, see these 4 lines again, you just have written only one line, this for account2, and it will call this function. So it will reduce the number of lines. Let's run this. See, Shakira, Neeraj Chopra, 2 account, we got 2 account and the same format we want, right, for both the accounts. But now compare 1, compare 2, this thing is also important, right? So rather than printing here, let's return this thing, because I also want to print compare 1, compare 2 like this, right? So obviously I cannot write down here print compare, like compare 1, compare 2. How will you write compare 1, compare 2? So let's return this thing, and here in which format you want to display? Print f string, first write down compare 1 and this, and now the information, right? Now the information. So now we can do one thing, we can call this function here in these braces, because we are using f string. So whatever account information would be there, that would be displayed, and first compare 1 would be written. Same for account 2, and just pass here account 2, right, rather than simply calling this function like this, right? Let's run this. Now I'll show you. See, compare 1 the information, compare 2 the information, but between these we need to print verses, right? So between these we need to print what? That verses, that are. So from game art you just have to fetch the variable name verses. See, the name of the variable is this verses, right? Or you can take any variable name. So now it will show. See, logo compare 1 this versus compare 2. Now decoration is almost complete. Now it will ask who has more followers, type 1 or type 2. This input you need to take. So how to take this input? Using input function, same line, who has more follower, type 1 or 2. But whatever you will enter, 1 or 2, that is now string. Obviously that is string 1 or 2. Sorry, integer. So you need to typecast this into integer, because whatever you will take input from console using input function, that would be a string. But I want integer 1 or 2. So convert this into int, and where to store? In a variable guess. Okay, now let's run this again. See, till now it's fine. Higher, lower, name, compare 1 this, compare 2 this, and who has more follower, type 1 and 2, right? But see, if I entered 1, then simply exit, because main thing is still remaining, the logic. Now we have to compare these accounts based on what? Based on this value, follower count, based on follower count. So first you need to fetch the value, this value from dictionary. whatever account has been generated randomly, for those account you have to fetch this follower count. How to fetch that, you know how to fetch. So first fetch follower count for first. How to fetch? Just name of that account, like in which we are having in this variable account 1, and this is the dictionary, so name of the key as it is follower underscore count. Yeah, follower, it's underscore count, right? Same for second. The variable name I am taking follower count 2, then account from account 2 and follower count, right? So if you need to check like you have successfully fetched these 2 follower count values or not, then simply we can print, and let's run this. See who has more follower first, enter, and then it will fetch. See, Pankaj Tripathi is having 5 million follower and Messi 480 million. So yeah, it's working fine. It is fetching the follower count. Now you have to apply the logic. You have to compare based on follower count. Now we are having 4 choices. See, so this, like this, we are having 4 choices. First thing is the account 1 is having less followers than second. So here now I am having 2 cases. This is what guess. Now I have guessed account 1, right? So if 1 is having less followers than 2 and you have guessed 1, then obviously it is wrong. And if you have guessed 2, then it is you are right. Now second is account 1 is having more followers than account 2 and the guess is 1. I have guessed 1. So definitely this is correct, but this is wrong. So these 4 options you need to put in if else condition, right? So now let's put this like this. So we will be creating a function check answer, and there what you need to pass? Your guess, then follower count 1 as well as follower count 2. These 3 things, right? So let's define this function here. You need 3 parameters to accept these 3 arguments. So first is guess, follower 1, follower 2. Same name you can take or different name you can take, it's up to you. So one I am taking same name like guess, and for these 2 I am taking different name, follower 1, follower 2, right? Now put some condition. If first condition I am putting follower 1 suppose less than follower 2, follower 1 less than follower 2. So now within this we are having 2 options. The guess is 1 or guess is 2. So within this one more, if guess equal to 1, if guess is 1 then you are wrong, right? So we are returning simply false, right? Else second option return true, because else guess is 2 and it's true. Now for this, now one if is complete. Within this if we are using if else, right? Now for this if we have one else no need to put the condition this thing like follower 1 are greater than follower 2, because if this is not true then definitely second thing is true. So else now put these 2 conditions. If guess is 1 then return true, if guess is not 1 it's 2 then return false. So if your guess is 1, this time return true. Else return false, right? So this is the logic. I hope this is not so much tough, and if you got this table, then I guess you can simply map that table in this if else statements, if else condition. And there can be multiple ways to write down to map this table into here. Even in less number of lines, you can write down this code. Rather than this if else, just one line, return guess equal to 1. Sorry, guess equal to not 1, it's 2. So here, after returning guess, if guess is 1, 1 equal to 2, no. So it will return false, and that's exactly we want. If guess is 1, it should return false. So if guess is 2, then 2 equal to 2, yes, true, so it will return true. That's exactly we want. So rather than this complete if else, you can write down this line also. I hope you got the working of this. And rather than this if else, you can just return else, return guess equal to 1, right? So whatever it is going to return true or false, we are going to accept that thing, that answer here in a variable is underscore correct, right? Now you need to check. If the answer is correct, then score should be +1. If the answer is wrong, then just simply print you are wrong and it will print the final score. This thing is remaining only, right? So let's check. If this is correct, equal to true, means you are right, true. Then what we can do? Your score is, but I'm not having any variable, I'm not, tracking the score anywhere, right? So what we can do, we can just have a variable first score is equal to 0, right? And there, if it is true, then what do we do first? Score plus equal to 1, or you can say score is equal to score plus 1. It will be increased, and then you are right and your score is, from the variable score, we can just print, right? Okay. Else, or rather than this, you can simply write is correct. You can omit this thing because that is also fine. If true, then obviously you will enter here. Else, you are wrong and your final score is this, right? Okay, let's run this. We have an invalid syntax, else, line number 22. Okay, it's else. And here, indent. Let's run this. Compare 1, compare 2. Who has more follower? Obviously, Kylie Jenner is having more follower than NASA. So, 1. It is printing the follower count, 400 for Kylie Jenner and 94 for NASA. You are right, your score is 1. But now exit. But I don't want to exit. I want to repeat this game again if I am right. So, that functionality is still remaining. You have to, means if you are right, then again it should create 2 account like this, these random account. Then again display the information, then it will again ask who has more follower, and these lines should be repeated again and again, right? From here. So these lines, everything you need to put in a loop. Which loop? The better is while loop, because we don't know the number of iteration exactly. How many times you need to repeat these lines. So put this in while loop. How to put, the condition is what? So I am taking suppose a variable continue flag and I am setting this to true at first. So while continue flag, and everything would be indented. Tab, right? While true, it is true, obviously while true, we'll enter here. Now exit condition, when to exit from this loop? If you are wrong, in that case you have to exit. So here you have to exit from this loop. So what you can do, how to exit? Just flip this flag variable to false, right? And that's it. Okay, let's run this. See, first Taylor Swift and Ronaldo. What do you think? It's 2. Yeah, you are right and your score is 1 because Ronaldo is having 600 and this 267, right? Your score is 1. Now see, compare 1, Kylie Jenner and FitTuber. Let's run this. It's 1. You write your score is 2. Then again compare Beyonce and Taylor Swift. But one thing, in that game, whenever you are right, then this second account would be switched to first account, would become the first account, and then second account would be generated again. I hope you remember this thing when you have played that game, right? That account 2, that option 2 was second time the option 1, and at the place of option 2 now you are having a new option. And again, if you are right, then option 2 again will become option 1, and then at option 2 you are having a new name, right? So this thing you haven't implemented yet, because every time it is creating 2 random account. It is not shifting this. So what I want is like this. Compare one Beyonce and Taylor Swift. So if I enter 2, see, you are wrong and your final score is 2, but if like this, in this case I am right, Swift and Ronaldo, in this case 2, Ronaldo, I was right. So next time this Ronaldo would be account 1, and at account 2 a random account would be generated like this, right? So this still you need to implement. So what we can do, if you are right, then again go to while loop, and here this account 2 should become account 1, and account 2, then account 2 would be generated again. This kind of thing we want, but this will give error. See, account 2 is not defined because we are using here account 2, and before that we haven't defined account 2. After this we have defined account 2. So one solution for this is, here before while loop we can do one thing, account 2. So first generate any account, that would be account 2, right? And then at first time we are running, then account 2 would be account 1, and then account 2 would be generated again, right? But the problem is, let's run this. See, first Kylie Jenner, Neeraj Chopra, it would be second. Okay, no, it's 1, I'm wrong, let's run this again. NASA and Jenny's lectures, obviously NASA is having higher than me, higher follower. So see, you are right, your score is 1. Now see, you got this. At compare 1, now this account 2, at previous this was account 2, and now it becomes the new account 1. Now account 1 is Jenny's lectures and account 2 is FitTuber, right? Obviously FitTuber is having more follower on YouTube. Then again you are right, your score is 2, and see, now compare 1. First account becomes FitTuber and second account is any random account, Shakira. Like this I want. So that is fine. But one problem is, if both the accounts sometimes are same, in that case what will happen? So that can be a bug, right? Till now maybe you are thinking it's fine, it's working fine, but maybe sometime both the accounts are same. Then what you will do? So you have to handle that situation also. So within this while loop we can check, like if we check, like if account 1 equal to account 2, then this account 2 would be generated again. But if again second time also same, then what you will do? So you have to put not if but put a while loop. While account 1 equal to account 2, till then again generate account 2. So if again account 2 is same, then again generate a next account like this, right? So this is how you can handle the situation. Let's run this. Now one more thing is remaining. The previous screen you have to clear the previous output. If you are right, then previous output should be cleared, and again 2 comparison would be there, right? 2 account. So for that thing we have discussed many times. You have to import. See, there are many options as well, because I'm just telling you this one. You can import OS, this thing, this module, and where you want to clear the screen, when? After just delete these lines because I don't want to print the number of followers. Before printing, you are right, your score is this. You have to remove the previous thing, right? So before this if, we can just call this os dot system this, and we can just pass a command cls. You are working on Windows then cls, otherwise in Linux just pass clear clear, right? And one more thing you need to do for this, you have to right click on this file, you have to modify the run configuration, and there you have to tick this option, emulate terminal in output console. You have to tick this thing and apply, then okay. Now how you should run, not from here, right click here and run file in Python console here. See, higher lower, compare 1 Narendra Modi, Virat Kohli. So obviously 2, Virat Kohli was having higher followers, so 2. So you are right, your score is 1. Then compare 1. Now second account was Virat Kohli. Now account 1 is Virat Kohli. And a new account we have FitTuber. You have to compare these two. Who has more followers? Obviously Virat Kohli. So it's 1. Again you are right, your score is 2. And see, previous output has been cleared previously. The screen has been cleared. But I want that higher lower, that logo should be there every time, right? But see, it has cleared that logo as well. So if I write 2, you are wrong, your final score is 2. It should show the logo. So where again you have to print the logo. See, after clearing this screen, again I want to print GameArt dot game logo, right? Okay, let's run this now. Run file in Python console. Selena Gomez, T series, then 1. Yes, you are right, your score is 1. See, now previous we have only this logo, higher lower. Previous has been cleared, the previous screen. You are right, your score is 1. Now T series versus Ronaldo, 2. You are right, your score is 2. Now Ronaldo versus Selena, and I am just entering 1. So again you are right, your score is 3. Then you are right, your score is 4. And now this time you are wrong, your final score is this. Like this. So I hope this is not so much tough. You have done this with me, right? And you got this one by one, every line. If not, then you can just take a break. You can write down this thing. Same method you have to follow on a piece of paper, dry run this one by one, line by line, and you will get it, right? So now in the next video we will see one more project. So now it's the next video, then bye bye, take care.